fans, welcome into the second to last race of season 10 here of LSRL. Race 14 of 15 here, the IROC 80 at Talladega Super Speedway. As always, here with my co-commentator in the booth, Art. How are we doing tonight?
Kind of ironic to say as always when I have missed 2 weeks, but I am back.
Well, when there is somebody in the booth, it's usually you. So as always, we'll stand. But yeah, race 4 of 4 in the round of 12, the cutoff race. We're trimming it down to 4 for Homestead next week, going to determine the final 4 racing for a championship. And to do so, they'll have to get through 2 laps of qualifying here tonight. 80-lap race with the stage break at lap 30. Fuel capacity of 70% gives these gentlemen a fuel run of 24 to 27 laps. 1 starter set, 4 in the pits. 0 fast repairs at Talladega, and 2 green-white checkers if needed. So that is tonight's race information. Let's go ahead and get into the point standings, what we're all racing for here tonight. Coming in to the final race in the round of 12, it's Glenn Murphy Jr. from 4 points over Randy Arms, and then a sizable gap to Tyler Justice, who's had some uncharacteristic issues in the round of 12. And then Jonathan Schwartz currently holding that 4th spot, 10 points above Kyle Ritchie, 11 above Ryan Tiller, 13 over Tony Scarbo. And then really, you think James Goodwin, the last man that has a decent shot at it. Quisenberry, Shields, and Mazzella. Casey Brown need a lot of help, and Casey Brown mathematically out of it, but
I think all the way down to Shields is mathematically eliminated. Unless I don't know how the points work here.
Bonus points available, so I just don't know how the mental math shakes out. But really, if you're in 8th, you're fighting for it. 9th, maybe. I think 10th, 11th, 12th. Thanks for coming. We'll try again next year. But that is how the points shake out. That's what we're fighting for here tonight. 20-car field to decide things. And let's go ahead and get right into the on-track action. Qualifying underway. It is IROC night here. We got majority of the field running IROC theme paint schemes.
My pick to win on the season, Tyler Justice, has been too good for it, though. Sticking with his classic number 6.
Got the same scheme every single week. We know exactly what car he's in. As for most of the field, though, you'll see them in some different schemes here tonight. And with their name plastered on the door, so if they end up wrecking, it'll be pretty quick to identify what's going on. To the various IROC schemes. Even Glenn Murphy Jr. got out of the 48 lows and into his IROC scheme. We got some times being laid down. Tyler Justice, 54.22. Joseph McGill slots into second, 54.38. Schwartz, first lap, runs on the high side. Let's go on board for his second lap.
It's kind of funny, looking at all the paint schemes, unless it seems like you asked for a specific sponsor, you were given True Value on the hood.
I don't know if that's IROC related from back in the day, but that's what they got. Tyler Justice about to complete his second lap as well, as they're all coming off of 3, working through the tri-oval. Justice crosses the line, second lap. 54.25. Jonathan Schwartz, P1, 54.20 flat. Really a 54.199. It rounds up on the overlay. Not on the timing towers. So Schwartz, top of the board, still a couple of heavy hitters yet to come. Glenn Murphy Jr. slots into second. Casey Brown goes 7th. Randy Arms, his first lap good enough for 11th. Randy Arms got his sponsor on the hood, though. Amoco. Arms on the front. You can see here, Schwartz got his title sponsor, the Sweet Greek Grill. Proud partner of the LSRL Xfinity Series, Quisenberry, Brown, McGill. Mazzella. At his personal scheme. Tiller. I know he's in the back marker scheme, goes 7th. As Randy Arms is trying to jump to it, couldn't find him, but 54.17, under 30 seconds remaining almost in qualifying. But here comes Adam Kilday if he has enough time. Did they set it to 10-minute quali? They did, so he's got plenty of time. He went purple in the first half of the lap. 54.169 underneath the tri-oval, legal in qualifying.
But I don't know how much faster it is.
Adam Kilday to the line. P1 54.15.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Going
Adam
below the line faster.
P1. How about that? One of the underdogs striking back at the rest of this field. Adam Kilday. Joseph Murata coming around. League owner.
Is Kilday even really that much of an underdog? I believe he does pretty well here at Super Speedways.
That's a good point. He's not an underdog at Super Speedways. Murata's second lap. I believe they're in the exact same time, 54.27. And here's James Goodwin going out. They set it to 10 minutes of qualifying here tonight. Not sure why, but that means Goodwin will have enough time to complete his laps. That means Kyle Ritchie, Wyatt Garrett, Kevin Ritchie, Samuel Demien, Larry McDonald yet to post a lap time. We'll see if they get out on track or not. We'll go on board with Goodwin for his warm-up lap. By 0.18 of a second. Adam Kilday takes the pole away from Randy Arms. Well, they still running some laps. Let's see if he's going to do some pit entry practice here. Might not be worth. That's exactly what he's doing. Got the extra lap to qualifying. Might as well make it worth it. Looked like a pretty stable entry there. As James Goodwin sets off on his first lap. Like Murata might have been doing some pit entry practice as well. All eyes on James Goodwin. This is his first lap. He's running the high side, so he's hoping for a great second lap. Tire field separated by just nearly 2.5 tenths.
I don't think we really need a 10-minute qualifying.
Not at Talladega. So hopefully the other guy's ready to race and we don't have to sit through the last 2 minutes, but we got 50.
Oh, we got James Goodwin going.
Yeah, 54 seconds left. He is our 15th qualifier on the board. 55.04. Second lap will be much quicker just based on the fact that he's on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll let the car rise up, let the banking do most of the work, keep that wheel as straight as possible, not to scrub the speed. Down the back straightaway. The banking do the work. Looks like he might have missed the bottom just a tad bit. Not as low as he could have been. Through 3 and 4. Looks like Larry McDonald's about to start a lap. I think it's too late, though.
He should have enough time to get, like, the first lap.
Here comes James Goodwin, 55.04. His second lap, 54.25, goes from 15th to 12th. Larry McDonald in the 80 also making his regular super speedway starts. And
actually, I don't think he'll. Yeah, he won't have time to even complete the first lap.
He will start the out lap, but get halfway around roughly, not even, and a little timeout on him. So 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th will be set by iRating. So Damien 16th. Kyle Ritchie, 17th. Kevin Ritchie, 18th. Larry McDonald, 19th. Wyatt Garrett will round out this field in the 20th position as Larry McDonald has started his first time lap, but 30 seconds remaining. He will get a little bit down the back straightaway before he runs out of time. It actually looks like a pretty tidy lap. Like he was holding the bottom good through 1 and 2. But he is going to run out of time. Did not look like a bad lap for what it's worth. I would have put him near the top 10. That's the gun for qualifying. Adam Kilday on pole. I believe that is his first one of the season. But Adam Kilday, Larry McDonald, they love showing up for these plate races. They do well pretty much every time they're here. And excited to see what they could do against a field of championship hopefuls here tonight. As we're going to go ahead and go down to the grid. As we grid up here, Art, who's winning the sucker tonight?
I'm going to make a pick based on need to get into, like, the Final Four. I'm going Kyle Ritchie.
Man, stole my pick.
I think it's going to... Like, I've picked Tyler Justice the entire year. He has a little bit of help in a teammate. I think Kyle Ritchie is going to do what it takes. I'm not going to say he's going to do what it takes. I'm going to say he's desperate enough to do like anything it takes to try and get the win. So he's either going to wreck trying or he's going to try and win.
Such is Talladega. Go ahead and give me then for the win. Give me the man that the overlay defaulted to, Glenn Murphy Jr. 100% top 5 ratio. He started 11 of the previous 13 races. He's got in a top 5 in all 11 of them. Picked up his second win in those 11 top 5s just last week at Martinsville. So a lot of runner-up finishes, and I think now that he's gotten that second win, the third one will follow here immediately. We know he can get it done on the plate tracks. His other win was Atlanta. So I think he'll get it done here at Talladega.
Yeah, never a bad idea to pick one of the speed zone guys. There's definitely going to be, an advantage to numbers. Kind of why I went for Kyle Ritchie. He's got Kevin. He's got Wyatt Garrett if he can stay in the race.
Absolutely good point. Landon Quisenberry, Joseph Murata tend to work together as well. And really, that's the only thing I'd hold, not even against. It's not riding solo, not a bad thing at all. But Adam Kilday, Larry McDonald, we know how to run these plate tracks. They just don't have the numbers in the crunch time that are going to go with them to make those moves. It forces them to be a little bit more aggressive, have to make those moves, have to block, put you in some bad situations. But I'm excited to see what they do here tonight. Kilday not in the IROC scheme, but if you're making part-time starts at the plate tracks, you wouldn't have known about the IROC week, so no harm, no foul. Couple of regulars. Mazzella not in it, so on and so forth. But it was not a requirement, but pretty cool to see the IROC schemes that we do have. I think Tony Scarbo had a hand in making some of those, and let me get the shout-outs in beforehand. Scarbo, I think, was helping put a lot of this on. But here we go. Pace car makes that gradual left-hand turn. Round to 12. We're trimming it down to 4. We'll find out who those 4 are at the conclusion of 80 laps around Talladega. Adam Kilday going to get us underway here tonight as he enters the Geico restart zone. IROC 80 is underway.
Back half did not want to close up there.
Already,
so they with no help on the start.
Just hanging back just a tad bit, but already Randy Arms, Glenn Murphy Jr. to the Speed Zone Esports Connection on the top side. Will have the momentum out of turn number 2.
I think this hopefully it will be a little tamer version of what we get on Friday nights. 20 cars, super speedways.
Absolutely.
Hopefully pretty easy, pretty calm 80 laps.
The rod car, fighting that rod car, 35 drivers will trim that down to 20 here, and it's capable of great racing pretty much everywhere we go. So no surprise that it's single file early on. These guys, especially racing for points, want to make sure they take care of their stuff. No fast repairs, obviously, in the LSRL Xfinity Series. So got to make sure they're there at the end to even have a chance at it. All 20 drivers separated by 2 seconds. Back to Wyatt Garrett.
Did they ever say what the stage was?
It is lap 30.
Okay, because I see the announcer says...
Yeah, look at that. First to 20th, all single file. So Randy Arms will be the lead engine here. Right, Garrett, the caboose at the back, everyone in between. Just along for the ride at the moment. Potentially a fuel-saving game as well, trying to save fuel to get it to lap 30. The estimated fuel run just a little bit below that. And let's just go on board. I say it every time we come in, let's just go on board with a Casey Brown, per se, here. We've seen it a lot, especially when we do our special events, the LSRL Daytona 500. I did the Alabama 500 last year for ARS. If you're just riding in line, you're tucked up behind the 75, you don't really see what's ahead of you. At least on the back straightaway, the front straightaway, you can see it a little bit more in the corners. But if there's a massive checkup, you won't really know about it unless you're communicating, because right now Casey Brown doesn't see a whole lot going on in front of him when he's tucked up behind the 75. No idea what's going on. Just got to stay alert at all times. Even you think, oh, we're running completely single file. Really, the only man that's safe is Wyatt Garrett, because if there's any shenanigans, he just slams on the brake. There's no one behind him. So.
And even then, it's Wyatt Garrett, so who says he slams on the brakes?
Yeah, that's a good point. Despite all that, Larry McDonald, no more single file, but he made up 7 spots before he went into single file, so he was busy in the opening lap.
They're trying to break up the pack here.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was going to say that too. Like, oh, they're tucked up tight, but they're really not. They're leaving a lot of spaces between. And I think it might just be because of a Jonathan Schwartz masterclass in strategy attempting to save fuel.
I mean, it's not going to work out for him if he's the front car of the second pack, though.
He's just right in that draft, though. 0.8 of a second. Tony Skidder was probably like, all right, get on the hurry up just a little bit. Or there's just a general sense that we have the stage caution. There's no point. I'm safe on points, I think. I'm just riding. Y'all can go around me if you want, but I can't be bothered.
He's going a solid.
He's second behind now. Yeah.
30 mile an hour slower, almost.
Yeah, he's 186. James Goodwin, actually 184. He entered the corner, but I had to just double check.
He picked it up there for a second. He was doing about 183 on the backstretch. Picked it up going into the corner.
Yeah, so whether it's fuel or just not wanting to be involved in any potential shenanigans, he's 181 right now. Goodwin 182. The back half of the pack, unless you're fighting for stage points, you don't necessarily have to panic because you have that guaranteed caution. So it's not, oh, they lost the draft, the race is over. No, it's just the first part of this race. Now, to that aspect, if you're Kyle Ritchie...
If you're Kyle Ritchie, Tiller, or Scarbo...
It's worst case scenario, because right now, Schwartz
and he's
Tyler
getting the most
Justice,
of them.
Yeah, like, if it stays like this, it's not going to go well.
No, they're caught up now. But, yeah, like, if you're Ritchie, Tiller, or Scarbo, I mean, Goodwin stayed in the front pack, but, I mean, if you have your literal direct competition dropping you off of line...
Yeah, because let's put it this way. Randy Arms, Glenn Murphy Jr. are out of reach. I think even if they finish 19th and 20th, I think they'll be fine. Tyler Justice It would take a lot to go wrong for him.
Because that's 26 points from Richie.
Right.
So, like, I think Richie might be able to jump Justice, but that would be pushing it even then.
But if you're Jonathan Short, you're definitely point racing here tonight. So it's like 2.5 spots up for grabs, or 1.5, I should say. Shorts is definitely up for grabs. Justice, maybe. So if you're Kyle Ritchie, if you're Ryan Tiller, if you're Scarbo, you gotta put the pressure on him here, crossing the lap 30 mark. Get some bonus points.
You have to potentially win the stage. You have to at least try and get at least a top 5. You cannot settle here.
So now let's remind you what we're talking about. We're just tuning in. We're trimming the championship 12 down to 4 for the finale next week in Homestead. Top 4 go through. The drivers at the top of your screen highlighted in purple are the playoff drivers. And that's what we're talking about. Tyler Justice, Shorts, Richie, Tiller, Scarbo, Goodwin, all fighting to get in somehow, some way. And if you're Kyle Ritchie, you say, I'm only 10 points behind. If I win the stage and Jonathan Schwartz finishes 11th, then we're tied going into the final 50 laps of this race.
Yeah.
And even if
it's that simple.
If you're Tony Scarbo, you're 2 points behind that. And even Goodwin, I mean, Goodwin is right there, so really Schwartz has a lot to lose. Scarbo, Richie, Tiller, just gonna go for it, get some solid stage points here potentially. Try and put some pressure on. Even if you just get a couple extra, just get a couple of freebie points. If you get 4th and Schwartz gets 8th, it narrows that gap just a little bit to make it realistic for the final 50. If you get 2-3 points, get it to single digits, then you're in a really good spot for the final 50. But you don't want to come back from 15 points after lap 30 because it's asking too much. Have to maintain at a minimum.
You have to maintain. Oh, we're getting some 3 wide action now.
And Kildare kind of stuck out the middle. I imagine he'll drop to the inside line once he gets clear. But
I mean, he's holding strong there. That side draft keeping him alive.
Oh,
Shields and
ooh. Kildare came up just a tad bit there, I think, into Casey Brown. And this is, again, Jonathan Schwartz saying, all right, Tiller's ahead of me, but he's in the middle of 3 wide. There's no fast repairs. If he gets caught up in some junk and killed, it's one less competitor. So Schwartz is doing the right thing from the man that has everything to lose.
Tiller, the man that's just 1 point behind Richie, doing what he's got to do.
Schwartz doesn't have to go get all the stage points because, like I said,
he just has to finish higher at that point.
Right. Because, again, if Kyle Ritchie wins the stage and Schwartz gets nothing, they're tied, and then it's just, all right, it's I finish in front of you, I go through. So, the pressure is on Ritchie and Tiller to go up there and make something happen. And they're going to be forced to make those moves. Schwartz can kind of just sit back and wait.
And what we're forced to do.
See, now, I wouldn't even have to be forced to. I just do it for the love of the game. Oh, Shields trying to go down and pick up Kildare.
Interesting move when he had the cars on the outside.
That is true.
But they weren't going anywhere, so obviously.
Yeah, it's kind of a stalemate, honestly. So now let's see what they can do with 2 cars in the middle. Scarbo.
He's moving forward. Yeah. They're having the side draft.
They're outside of Glenn Murphy Jr. middle line, actually making a bit more progress with 2 cars.
Actually pulling the top line with them, too, by the way.
Shields actually going to be challenging for the race lead down the back straightaway with Tiller. So that got him moving a little bit. Here comes Scarbo to the middle.
Sneaking.
Tiller to the race lead. Momentarily, Casey Brown almost getting on that left rear. That could have been game over for a handful of drivers, as it is a top 11. And then Jonathan Schwartz just kind of staking it out. Eric Shields to the point here at Talladega. Back to now to 2x2. Almost halfway through this stage, a vital stage, one of the most important all season. But if you're someone like a Kevin Ritchie or a Wyatt Garrett or a McGill, a Murata, a McDonald, where you're not racing for the Final Four, you're totally happy to let them go up there, race for points, got to get the stage points, take each other out. We're just kind of sitting here. They're just hoping to survive, be there at the end. So they're like, oh, y'all go do your thing.
Speaking of that strategy, I went to talk to TTSL just to get their thoughts on things while they're sitting so far back. And like the first words I got back were, do you see that hornet's nest up there?
It's gotten a little sketchy over the first 13 and a quarter laps. Just like that, though, they bunch back up again. Quisenberry is in the lead draft of Joseph Murata. So the whole field is technically in the lead draft, separated by, again, just 2 seconds, first to 20th. Tiller trying to get down to the bottom, goes underneath the apron. There's only 4 cars on the outside, 16 on the inside. They're having some nice staying power. Get a bonus point for a lap led, bonus point for the most laps led, 3 bonus points for a win, so you get 25 points for winning, and then 3 bonus points tacked on, 1 bonus point for a 0x, and 5 bonus points for finishing the entire race. So none of the guys underneath Schwartz, Tiller, Ritchie, good one, haven't led yet. Eric Shields has. But I think Shields is just 1 spot too far down. But who knows? If he gets every maximum bonus point, who the heck knows? Leads the most laps, wins the race, 0x. You just don't know until it's officially over. And that's what he's doing, putting himself up at the front, trying to lead laps, trying to get bonus points.
Are we finally seeing a move here out of the TTSL camp? Sure looks like it. They're trying to go around the high side.
We got... Ooh, that was a little sketchy there. Larry McDonald saw that run forming, wanted to be a part of it. Kyle Ritchie said not at this time, as they actually have lost the lead draft, of which is now 11 cars. We'll see if this group gets reorganized and is able to track them back down. 1.2 seconds, so they only need half a second of pace in it. How does the fuel shake out as well? That's what we're wondering. Have they saved enough fuel in those opening couple of laps, single file, to make it to the stage?
I highly doubt it. I don't think these cars can go that. Oh my.
And there is Wyatt Garrett, no caution.
That's also Schwartz.
Oh, big problems if you're Jonathan Schwartz. What he was trying to avoid, no caution, so we'll have to go back and look at it manually. And Wyatt Garrett just kind of hip checks him, Garrett up into the fence. And Schwartz will be fine. His chance at stage points is gone, but he's got a car in one piece. Like Garrett, big problems. We're back now to single file for the most part. So now, if you're Ryan Tiller and James Goodwin especially, now that Kyle Ritchie never mind. They made it back to the lead pack with all of that. I'm just kidding. So yeah, it's race on now if you're Richie, Goodwin, Tiller, Scarbo. Because Schwartz is done and dusted for stage.
Tiller's watching his competition go right by him.
Still over 10 laps till the stage. So if you're Kyle Ritchie, this has now opened up a golden opportunity. Looks like we lost Wyatt Garrett as a result of that with the damage he sustained. If you're Schwartz, you're not happy with that because that's Kyle Ritchie's teammate that, you know.
And I know for a fact it wasn't on purpose. He saw Kyle go down and just win and did not fake.
Right. But
like that
obviously
is,
to the outside
yeah.
view, you're like, hey, Kyle Ritchie's the chasing party. I just got hip checked by his teammate who's not running for anything. So your Schwartz will be very unhappy with that. And he's going to have a lot to do in the second half of this race. There's the answer to our question. No, they cannot make it. Quisenberry and McGill coming in by themselves for a splash and go. So that adds a whole nother level of strategy to this stage.
One of the main reasons I know for, other than just knowing Wyatt Garrett, he just cost Kyle Ritchie. He just took a teammate out of the race himself, right? It is now down to Kyle and Kevin.
And
Schwartz still has the entirety of...
Here we go. Green flag pit stops underway. Back half of the field coming in. Solid entry from those five. Goodwin.
Actually,
Tiller coming in.
Schwartz just has MoFlo, which is Jonathan Mazzella, but they still work with Speed Zone. So... he potentially cost him.
I'm very curious, though, how that looks on the incident counter. Did that... Obviously, I think Wyatt Garrett definitely has an incident, but does he give one to Schwartz and Kyle? Not sure.
I feel like he definitely gave one to Schwartz. That's a little tail tap. And then
Schwartz is in, but he's having to pit all by his lonesome.
His front pack's still going.
And he'll go a lap down. Just enough fuel to make it. So here's the leading group here. That's going to try and track down the top 11.
Not looking very organized. They're going to have 3 cars together.
But this group up here, very organized. 11 strong single file. They can all pit together, come out together. See how it happens. Less than 10 to go for the stage. Schwartz is a lap down as it stands. Guaranteed caution coming in just a little bit. He should get his lap back anyways when the leaders pit. When do they elect to do so? Not this lap. And they gain 3 seconds that lap while this backpack is trying to get organized. So their chances of retaining the lead looking a little bit better. They're actually coming up to lap McGill and Quisenberry, who started the round of being flag pit stops. Have to pit before lap 28. That's when the pits close. And there's Scarbo in 4th, Kyle Ritchie in 6th. Putting the pressure on Jonathan Schwartz even more so. 19 cars remaining, 18 on the lead lap for the time being. Takers on this lap.
Surprised we're going this long.
Because we started it on lap 19. They've got an extra 5 laps.
Ooh, we're getting too wide. Got Michael Davis trying to go around the outside of Kilday and Kyle Ritchie. Not able to go anywhere with it.
And here come the leaders, top 11. Oh, just kidding. Adam Kilday, Larry McDonald. So the rest of the pack coming in. Looks like all 9 strong. They did a nice job. Everyone did a nice job getting on pit road. We'll see how they get off. Victor Del Porto Racers rating with party of 3. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And here we go. Crucial pit stops. Looks like everybody...
Kyle Ritchie and Kevin Ritchie missed their box just a little bit.
No, Kevin Ritchie really missed. He's still... Oh, Kevin. Oh, he's done. Yeah. Oh, they're both done.
Kyle.
Oh, they're both... Goodbye.
Kyle might have Tyler Justice, but that's going to be about it.
No, they're both cooked. All right, so... Blowing a golden opportunity there. What happened to Larry McDonald? Is he out of fuel? Because he's slowed drastically behind Adam Kilday. So even them, they're not going to be hooked up together. Lap 20, here comes Eric Shields. They're going to pick off a couple of drivers. But Randy Arms will maintain the lead with Glenn Murphy Jr. No surprise there. The teamwork excellent. Kevin Ritchie through the grass to make matters worse. Kilday, your pole sitter, got that #1 pit stall. And he's down and away, only 6 seconds of fuel. He went so long, it's a shorter pit stop. So he's doing everything he can. Larry McDonald down and away, so he was able to make it to his box. Kilday not going to be able to do anything. He will lose the lead, but they should be able to blend in. Around the 7th position, I'm thinking, maybe? He's already in the draft of Mazzella. He'll lose it a little bit. But I think he'll blend in behind Scarbo and Murata, and the race is on to lap 30. Kevin Ritchie is back in for a penalty, I presume, as Schwartz goes back on by. So Kevin going to go a lap down. We'll get it back in just a moment. As you're feeling pretty good if you're Tony Scarbo. James Goodwin, you would like a little bit more. Tiller out of the running for stage points. As is...
I wonder what even happened to Tiller. Just split up, not able to keep going.
Yeah, just not able to get organized. Speaking of not organized, this second pack, as now we have a group of 3, 1.1 seconds.
Oh, contact!
And there they go. Joseph Murata around. Caution is out. Change everything.
No, it's not.
Goodwin coming back up on track.
It's still not out.
No.
It's still not out.
It's not coming out, and James Goodwin's car is destroyed. And we're gonna no caution.
Murata's gonna have to come in. Casey Brown might get picked off.
Smoking it on the way in. Let's take a quick look at what happened here. All sorts of chaos. We're on to the outside of Demien, and I'm not sure what that was, but he loops it. KO's Goodwin. Caution does not come out. Goodwin obviously showing his frustration. Race over. Championship hopes over. And now, look at Tony Scarbo trying to take advantage of the chaos. It's a 5-car race for the stage win. We'll bring up the points again. As Goodwin is out of it, Tiller not going to get stage points. Neither is Schwartz, for that matter. Kyle Ritchie's not, so if you're Tony Scarbo, you're knocking on the door here.
You see, Kyle Ritchie could get 1.
That's true. All right.
He could. If they might catch Casey Brown, might.
Not in not in a lap. But Tony Scarbo is about to make things interesting. Shorts fumbled, and then so did everyone chasing him. It wasn't everyone else, Goodwin got wrecked. Tiller lost the draft for various reasons. Don't know if it was him or his group. So on and so forth. Kyle Ritchie, that was pretty much a TTSL pit road moment. That was their own fault. Tony Scarbo staying strong, gonna at least secure.
Oh my!
6th and 7th is catching, as is 8th. So never mind. But here we go.
Casey Brown is going 175 miles an hour. If Kyle Ritchie stuck behind Tyler Justice, he would have had 9th.
I'm confused because Casey Brown is. Wait, what? 9th.
Casey Brown is 9th.
Tyler Justice is 7 seconds behind on the last lap of the stage.
Yeah, but if they were hooked up going up 10 miles an hour faster, the entire lap.
I don't know, but here we go. Coming to the checkers for the stage. Scarbo trying to win it. Around the outside, looks like he'll get second. Yellow is out. That's 9 points in the bag for Tony Scarbo, and Short saw it, so he knows. Schwartz does not go a lap down. Kevin Ritchie gets his lap back. I think he's 2 down due to the penalty, so he gets to 1 lap down. And you almost assume now at this point, we'll bring it up. Not doing anything else about what happens. Let's just ignore where they're running. We'll give you 9 points to Tony Scarbo. And he becomes 1,110. He is 4 points behind Jonathan Schwartz. He has jumped Ryan Tiller. He has jumped Kyle Ritchie. It is now Tony Scarbo in the 5th position.
And Kyle Ritchie, he got the 1 bonus point.
Oh, he did take it?
Yeah, he was able to get to 10th,
right,
so that's going to make him 9 points back.
So then, yeah, okay, so Tyler Justice doesn't get anything. So Tyler Justice is still within that striking range just because of Talladega, the chaos of potentially being the most dominant driver of the season, not even making the championship 4. So we got Schwartz, 4 points ahead of Tony Scarbo in 5th, and 9 points ahead of Kyle Ritchie in 6th. Tiller still 11 back. Goodwin out of it. Quisenberry didn't get stage points. I would assume that he's pretty much done. Eric Shields has led some laps, and he got a couple of stage points, did Eric Shields. So I'm not quite ready to mathematically write him off. Mazzella, I'm pretty sure is out of it, but he got some stage points just to make that gap smaller. But we'll just see how it plays out here. Still a lot to be figured out here.
If Eric Shields had 1, I would be okay with you saying not to write him off. But he got 7, so that's what, 4 stage points?
Mm-hmm.
38 points back?
Yeah, so I don't think it's possible. But here we go. Pit stop's underway under yellow, and we'll be right back after a couple of quick words from the incredible partners of the LSRL Xfinity Series. Coming back here for the restart lap 35. Looks like Ryan Tiller might have missed his box, so he came back in. So that gives the lead back to Randy Arms. And now if you're Tony Scarbo, your next objective is to lead a lap, get that gap down to 3 points, and then go from there. So that's the next objective for that 59 machine. And as it stands now, Tony Scarbo is in. Jonathan Schwartz is out. Words there in chat from James Goodwin, who did not get a fair shake at tonight's proceedings. That's an accurate assessment, unfortunately, of the 11's race here this evening. 8 it for him. Nothing he could have done differently.
I love White Garrett.
And here we go. Pace car. Starting that left-hand turn. Down pit road. It's very gradual at Talladega. It's not that hard left-hand turn. It's very, very gradual. 16 cars on the lead lap. 17 on track. Kevin Ritchie 1 lap down. James Goodwin in the pits. Joseph Murata, Wyatt Garrett out of the race. And Randy Arms gets us back underway. If we look at that last run, it was 24 to 27 estimated, and it was really 20 to 24, so it came down a little bit. So if we do 24 laps, that gets you to, what does it get us to? 59, so it will be good for the fuel window. So
I believe that's James. That's James Goodwin chat. Well, this blows. Yeah, we agree pretty heavily.
Oh, you weren't in here when I said that. I heard you rejoined.
Oh, yeah.
Accurate assessment of his race, unfortunately.
Especially with like a very strong possible top 4 there.
And here we go. Scarebo trying to lead. If he leads a lap, he gets it down to 3 points between himself and Schwartz. But Schwartz back up into the field now. Everything's reset. Schwartz now has to race for points. And it becomes even more dire if Scarebo leads, because that cuts it down to 3 points. And obviously that is made up if Scarebo wins the race and Schwartz is 13th. So we'll see what happens out of turn 4 this lap. If you're Ryan Tiller, you're going to have to get up there. You didn't get any stage points. Going to have to go out and win the race now. Kyle Ritchie doesn't have to win, but
he's going to have to get real close.
And here we go. Gap is now just 3 points between Tony Scarbo and Jonathan Schwartz. Scarbo doing absolutely everything he needs to do. Kevin Ritchie just needs one more caution, and he's back on the lead lap, knowing how Talladega goes. If we get one more caution, there will probably be some guys that head to the garage. So we'll see how it goes, but he's doing the smart thing, just the back of the pack. Because if he gets a 0x, he does not get the lucky dog.
But, I mean, you got to also imagine that for him, the most important thing is going to be pushing his brother.
Yeah, absolutely, especially at this point. If he doesn't get the lucky dog, and if he just rides with the pack the next however many laps, your sole focus is on getting Kyle Ritchie to the lead.
Yeah, nowhere near each other right now. Not going to really need to be, for another 40 laps. But right behind Kyle Ritchie, a man possibly scorned Jonathan Schwartz. He's going to have it in the back of his mind, even though, I have strong feelings, you have strong feelings, not on purpose. We don't have any confirmation from him.
Gonna have to kind of forget about that, though, because now he is squarely in the mix of points racing at Talladega, so he's gonna have to absolutely be on it. Tony Scarbo now playing with house money. Kyle Ritchie, we said it was 9 points, so But he's also now going to deal with Scarbo, so I think Scarbo's in a really good spot right now. Obviously, a lot can and will change in the next however many laps. Tyler Justice also just trying to play it safe.
Ooh, they're getting real close on that high side.
Joseph McGill all by his lonesome on the third lane. As it's been 2x2 since the restart. We saw on the initial start of the race they immediately went single file, but not now. So the intensity picking up here at Talladega. Surprising, especially considering the championship implications on the line. And if you're Jonathan Schwartz, I mean, you got to get up there by Scarbo, but not a great view out the front windshield right now. He's doing what he needs to do with Kyle Ritchie, a 9-point difference. Kyle Ritchie's right in front of him.
They don't really have anywhere else to go, though.
He's going to go to the outside behind that 69 machine, but he's worried about that hot pink car leading the inside line. That's where he needs to be.
Well, Kyle Ritchie's now jumped up to lead that line. We got another car. Everybody just ditching Randy. Schwartz is going to drop back down the middle.
I expect a big top-to-bottom move here from Glenn Murphy Jr. At least top to middle to pick up his teammate. It leaves Kyle Ritchie on the outside. Murphy through the middle. Scarbo on the bottom. Middle line has the advantage. Inside line has the most cars. And look at that. You got Scarbo, Ritchie, Schwartz all right there in the mix. There's Tiller as well. That's effectively what we got. Scarbo, Ritchie, Tiller, Schwartz all fighting for one spot. Tyler Justice maybe, but he's clearly just playing it very conservative. Quisenberry dropping to the back. He's seen enough. To go here at Talladega. We've reached the halfway point.
There's no one on that inside line. We got two cars.
Glenn Murphy Jr. and Randy Arms now complete that move top to bottom. Shields now leading that middle line. Schwartz behind him. And that's what he needs to do. Finish as close as he possibly can to Tony Scarbo. Look at that. Scarbo, Schwartz, Kyle Ritchie, 3 wide. Down the back straightaway. Now Schwartz, if it finished like this, he'd be back in front. He'd be in the championship 4. Pushing Eric Shields out in front. Yet again, Shields has led a lot tonight. Randy's led a lot tonight. Shields going to come pick up Glenn Murphy Jr. on the bottom. A 2x2 single file out back. 1.5 seconds separating first to 16th.
You know, I was surprised one of the guys fighting for, that Final Four spot, either Tiller, Scarbo, or Ritchie wasn't. I mean, Scarbo got up there. He was able to lead a lap, get that bonus point. But no one else trying to fight and potentially get, most laps led.
Yeah, so now it's on Ritchie and Tiller, potentially Schwartz, as Schwartz is about to do just that. Kyle Ritchie tried to steal it. I don't think he did, though. So give that lap to Schwartz. Crucially for him, gets another point back. So the gap stabilizing. It is back to 4 points between himself and Scarbo, and 10 between himself and Kyle Ritchie. So that was an important lap led there. Kyle Ritchie now trying to respond. It's actually 11 points between himself and Ritchie. Ritchie would love to lead this lap and give it back to plus or minus 10 for himself. So he would love to lead.
be 9 for Richie if he's able to lead the lap, I believe.
So it went from 9 back to 10. Okay, gotcha. Here we go. Kyle Ritchie trying to get it back to 9. He's got the run with Tiller. And he'll lead that lap. So Kyle Ritchie gets one back. Now it's up to Ryan Tiller. He's kind of the odd man out that hasn't led yet. Was trying to slam the door shut there on Schwartz. Not able to do so. So now Tiller and Demien will try and regroup that high side. Shields and Brown right there as well. On the low line, McGill, McDonald, Kildare. I'd love for one of those three to get a win.
You know, I'd take a Ryan Tiller win, but kind of sad it's not in the Taco Bell car.
Now Ryan Tiller trying to lead this lap, getting closer. All the championship hopefuls trying to cancel out the lap's lead bonus point. One after another they lead. And now it's Tiller's turn. So a crucial bonus point there, and Tiller really needed that because he was just a couple extra points behind Richie and what Scarbo was, so had to have it. He gets it. Now he's got to win. More than likely, or a second, and everybody else dies on the last lap, and he, last man standing. We'll see how it goes. Shields going to lead this lap. Lap after lap, new leaders. Shields in competition for most laps led if it stands. And out comes James Goodwin. So he's about to get his 17 laps back. He's going to win this sucker, get himself into the championship 4. So now we have another car running. You will at least solidify 18th and make sure you're ahead of Joseph Murata. So I wonder how does the James Goodwin scenario, if the car's fully good, how does he impact this race at the end if he's a lap car? Does he push anyone, or is he just out there riding? I mean, how do you want to approach that if you're James Goodwin? Something to monitor. Once we get down to the business end of this race, coming in on 30 laps to go. We'll find out in just a little bit. I think we should all just stop in pit road and let James Goodwin win.
I'll vote for it. I don't think that car will hold up to speed, but
well, let's see here. Once he's fully, no, it's 175 by itself. That thing.
You going?
They did a nice job on that thing. Look at that. Wouldn't even know the difference.
All right, park them.
Bring it down pit road. Display the red. As David Hoots would say, display the red. I think that's the old competition director. I don't know. But first to 16th. Eric Shields to Landon Quisenberry, 1.2 seconds casually, separating the entire lead lap field. Kevin Ritchie, just hoping for one more caution, has not left that last spot in the lead draft. Smart from him.
I'm not even sure he's really hoping for a caution, because if you hope for a caution, that might involve your brother.
That's a good point.
Because, right now, winning right now, WoW would be great. You would love to win right now. If he's in a position to win, that means that something wrong has happened to Kyle.
They're gonna pull McLaren and they're gonna prioritize the Kevin Ritchie win over Kyle.
I think they would legitimately do that.
Yeah, that was a very strange afternoon for McLaren.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Very stupid. Also,
that's F1 for you.
Yeah, when Verstappen drives like a domestic terrorist, so it kind of makes it more entertaining. Like, that man's driving like he's 17 again, hates everybody, will run over anybody that gets in his way. Very entertaining.
I think that's just any form of racing is fun like that.
Yeah. Man doesn't have the fastest car and said, all right, you're all getting it. It's on site. Race engineer, team strategist, Lewis Hamilton, everything in between. Man has no regard. It's Corey LaJoie out there. It's fantastic.
I mean, he has talent.
Fair. One of my hottest takes is that I actually don't think Corey LaJoie is terrible.
You can get punched in the throat over that.
Like, I fully expect it. And let me explain, because Spire's not some powerhouse, obviously. That's not groundbreaking, but he's drugged that car. I mean, he's not getting, obviously, top 10s, but it's usually inside the top 20. Always up front in a super speedway. All the time. Usually ends up getting wrecked or wrecks himself, but he's going for it, and I respect that. The Michael McDowell block a couple of months ago at Talladega, the worst block of all time, respected the heck out of that because he went for it. He said, I'm not going to just let him pass me. I'm going to try and at least throw a block. So, the more aggressive it is, the better. So, driving it over his head a little bit, but it's not actually doing the worst job of all time.
All right, let's ask a fun question, right? Where is the 7 in points and where is the 77 in points?
I don't know. I'm assuming Carson Hocevar is way above him.
I mean, 4 spots ahead.
I mean,
but that's still ahead.
So now let me say this though. I just said I like the aggressiveness. I can't stand Carson Hocevar because of the way he goes about it. Because he's like, I don't know. It just screams petulant child when he doesn't get his way. Because Corey LaJoie is driving it over his head most of the time. Like he's like, but it's not intentional. It's just kind of aloof. Carson Hocevar's like, yeah, I'm just gonna wreck this dude. And then if I fail to wreck him and don't bring out the caution, I'll just stop on track. Like,
I think he's left that behind in the truck series.
He literally
at least a good portion of it.
He did it a couple weeks ago.
Did he?
Yes, he did, under caution. Took a swipe, but I think it was Harrison Burton.
Deserved.
Harrison Burton's trash, though. Like, Harrison Burton is so much worse than Corey LaJoie ever will be. But I think people just kind of gave it up because they're like, it's Harrison Burton. I don't even think he's relevant enough to get hate. They're just like, yeah, it's a waste. It was a waste from when they announced him into 21, and we're just kind of, it's just there. He stole Kevin Harvick's last win at Phoenix. I think that's, I think everyone hates him for that, and that's about it. But, yeah. We've just been 2x2 for the last 20 laps. It's great. Not even a whole lot of issues like, it's noticeable that someone's swerving or that someone went up too high. It's just been very stable. Had a bunch of different leaders. The lines are swapping back and forth. So not a whole lot of like, there's something going on. Just straight up Talladega as it usually is.
I went to look up the specific race because I wanted to make sure I got the information right. Last year, whenever Carson Hocevar took over, the 7 because LaJoie was in the number 9, and he outperformed LaJoie.
That was funny. No, that's objectively funny. That was hilarious. At the same time, I think, and I'm not gonna be out here like I'm not gonna die on the Corey LaJoie hill. I understand the dislike he gets, and like he doesn't have the stats. I understand the backing he gets. I understand why he has the right. It's a money thing, but like
money.
I do it like Hendrick specifically at Gateway. They were not that great, and that was his first time in a Hendrick setup. So he probably, it is what it is. So,
wasn't it Hocevar's first time in the Cup car?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh wait, I think yeah, it was.
I mean, Chase Elliott. I mean, I know he had his.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't.
Was it not? No.
Wait, wasn't it?
I think it was. But I said Chase Elliott had his it was like a down year for him last year. So I'm not like I don't care that much, but I've seen the counter arguments and I will relay that. The 9's been trash at Gateway. I don't know, maybe it has. I'm not gonna tell you one way or the other. It's just what I've seen. I've seen both sides. Corey LaJoie is unfortunately better than me. I didn't get the opportunity. I'm better than the Harrison Burton, though, that's for sure. Like, without a doubt. I'm also better than Cody Ware. A couple other scrubs. I don't know.
So, I'm confused by Carson Hocevar's Wikipedia page with like the finishes has him finishing 36th at that Gateway race.
Yeah, he was outrunning
He finished
him.
26th.
I remember specifically he was out. No, he was outrunning LaJoy, and I remember like the news that got.
Yeah.
And he like had a brake failure or something.
Yeah.
I'm better than any Stuart Haas driver on the Chicago street course because man, they got issues whenever they go there.
I don't believe you,
dude. You've seen what they did though. Like every Stuart Haas driver that goes there just appears to have horrendous struggles.
I think you would have struggles no matter where you went.
Who's not struggling right now is Eric Shields. He's been out front most of the evening. Samuel Demien now getting in the mix. He's got the.
Ooh, that 85 wants to come down. Almost going up into him.
There's Mr. James Goodwin just having his own race. How about this? Tony Skibber now back to 16th. So that would put him out of it, obviously. Shorts would finish 5th. So he's just biding his time. He got up there, led his laps. 23 laps to go. Last round of pit stops incoming. So he's just doing his thing. It's interesting because Demien tried to do the IROC scheme, but he got the 21 stamped over his name. So he's got the best of both worlds, I guess.
Just a little whoopsie.
Pit stops any lap now, and this will be crucial. If you're Scarbo and Tiller and Richie, I would just follow Shorts and don't let him out of your sight.
True. As far as we haven't seen any team really attempt to. I mean, you can go in a little sooner.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be on 60. But there is, not a lot of team. If TTSL was still, all three cars, they could have potentially gone in early, get hooked up. Because if you've got three cars running in a line together, you could be just as fast.
James Goodwin doing the respectful thing, staying out of the way of all the cars, even the lap car of Kevin Ritchie, but just out there running. Yeah, we'll see how the fight for track position goes, as we are mere any lap now away from pit stops. So. Michael Davis is up there. He's been quiet tonight. He's just been kind of minding his business, but he's now leading that third lane. And who blinks first? Is it the whole 16 of them, which is literally separated by a second? 9/10 of a second from first to 16th? Do they all pit together, or do they do it in groupings? It's very important that you don't screw this up. Especially if you're all night. If you're Jonathan Shorts, Ryan Tiller, Tony Scarbo, Kyle Ritchie, you cannot afford to get left behind here. You can't even afford to come out in a pack of 4 and lose the draft. You have to be in whatever the lead draft ends up being. Pit stop of the year. And I tell you, Jonathan Schwartz taking full advantage. He's trying to pit from the lead. Ray McDonald in no man's land, 3 wide. There's a whole four.
We've got calls for pitting
in. Here we go. Demien coming in. Adam Kilday. A couple guys at the back. Demien, Tiller, Ritchie. So Scarbo and Shorts pitting in the other group. It looked like a pretty stable entry. We know Kyle Ritchie missed his box the first go around. Can't miss it here.
He missed!
And he missed it twice. So that's his race. Oh, he really, that's... So Kyle Ritchie's out of it unless he gets a caution, which is very possible, but out of it until then. So 0 for 2, that's brutal. Every week we tell
that is...
Every week we mention pit stops. And
that is Tyler Duvall's level of pitting.
It's pretty rough. So here we go. I imagine this second group coming in this time by to respond. And that's what they're going to do. And all of them. Every single one of them. Schwartz lead them in.
Go out on a limb and say, I don't think Schwartz is going to make a mistake here.
Scarabow's going to have to get clear to that 41. Ray McDonald caught some damage because he had the first box, and he was pitting he was second on the outside, so he was in a rough state of affairs there. Got some damage for his troubles.
I think Scarabo missed his box a little bit. He had to, back out to make a change. He's going to be struggling to keep up.
And does Larry McDonald lose the pack, as does Tyler Justice? I think they do. Scarabo might... Oh, that's going to be close. And here comes the next group, though, who formed up spectacular, literally, except for McGill, Kyle Ritchie, and Kevin Ritchie. Look at this. Schwartz, Murphy, Arms, Mazzella. That's a strong top four.
Kyle, you got to be on his bumper properly there, brother.
Larry McDonald, Tyler Justice. So they're all trying to reform together. Everybody should be solid on fuel. Demien, the head of steam from Tiller around Scarabo. Scarbo's going to have to latch onto this group, and I think he will. So he's not out of it. Neither is Tiller. Kyle Ritchie's an afterthought, unfortunately. Shields going down in front of Scarabo. 190 for both of them. Scarabo will be fine, but we'll have some ground to make up in the final 18 laps. Ray McDonald also lost the draft. He pitted, literally came in second. He's now 15th. McGill also lost it. We know what happened to Kyle Ritchie. James going a lap down with that group as well. Tyler Justice just kind of content to do his own thing. It's a 12-car lead draft. Race is on. Come to 17 laps to go.
If this group back here, Kyle Ritchie, Kevin, if they can get up to Tyler Justice and have, a solid pack going, they could fight, but it would be like they're losing ground like hand over fist as is. They have to form
up very quickly as it is.
But, they're 3 wide in front of them.
Landon Quisenberry up there in the mix. He's had a quiet night. He's, I think, mathematically out of it, but would love a win nonetheless, obviously. Casey Brown, same story. And here we go. The Ritchie brothers have picked up Tyler Justice. There, Kevin's struggling. They will need these 3 at the back to figure it out and just be behind them a little bit as well.
The problem is they needed to just stick behind Tyler Justice.
Here's the issue, though. Tyler Justice is not going to get anywhere close to that 51 machine because he's got big problems.
Well, 51's dropping out now.
Yeah. So now the 6, that's ginormous problems. So now here we go. Second pack's been formed. I think even Kevin Ritchie might lose that pack as a result of
he's in and out.
Yeah, he's done. So it's 5 cars, 7.5 seconds, back to 12th. There you go.
And they're going 192 in the front pack.
Yeah, so they have formed up, but I don't think it'll matter. So Kyle Ritchie needs a caution in the worst way. Tyler Justice should be fine. And here we go. Race is on at the front, 15 laps to go, 12 cars to settle it for now, if we don't get a caution. Yeah, last lap for Ryan Tiller, a 50.73. Kyle Ritchie this lap, 51.2, so they're losing half a second a lap currently.
I've already forgotten. Did Tyler Justice get stage points?
He did not. But he is very comfortable. He's been running around the back the entire night.
But if Scarabo were to win this race, if he's got the bonus points,
yeah, he could.
It could be a roll. It would be very close.
Because then Schwartz, I think, would jump. Yes, this actually might be something. Because
like Tyler, that stop is not good for him. He's good.
No, I'm just now realizing this because Scarabo's back in it. If he wins,
It'll be close. I don't know the actual
the
numbers.
issue we're having, the issue Scarbo has, though, is he's even more points back from Justice, and Schwartz is ahead of Scarbo. So Scarbo is now racing Tyler Justice as it stands, and that, we can pull this up. I do remember off the top of my head. Entirely discounting finishing positions. Tony Scarbo got 9 points in the stage, so he's at 1,110 points. He led a lap, 1,111. Tyler Justice was 9 points ahead of that. And I think he's got 9 points in the bag as it stands right now. 7th to... Oh, actually, I don't think so. 7th to 14th.
But if he's able to get up there, get the win, you know, the 3 points for winning, 25 points for a win.
If it's any sort of short Scarbo 1-2, 2-3, I think Tyler Justice is out.
Like, it could be very close. Like, this has become an actual concern for Tyler Justice.
The best man all season. 5 wins, 9 top 10s.
Because if, you know, for some reason the drivers back there, like Joseph McGill, Larry McDonough, they get a little frisky, they want that one extra spot for some reason. Like,
lose 2 more spots, yeah. We saw it happen last season, season 9. I don't remember off the top of my head who it is, but they had an internet connectivity issue. One of the best drivers, I think it was maybe Nathaniel Landwehr, I think. Or it was Jared Lindsay, didn't even make it to the Final Four. And he was one of the best drivers all of last season, did not make it. And they've stabilized, they've stopped the bleeding. They were 7.7 seconds. They're only 8.4, so they're just losing a little bit each lap, but it's not good enough. So they're going to need these 12 up here to have some sort of incident. And it's not even saying, oh, you guys aren't good enough, but you look at some of these guys that don't race as often, they just show up for the plate tracks. You look at Adam Kildare, you look at maybe someone like Eric Shields or Scarbo. What are they going to do to go for it?
I mean, they're 3 wide right now, so...
I was going to say, Larry McDonald was in that lead pack before the final stop, and he would love to have been up there. So it's like, what are those guys willing to do? But now it's a group of 12 regulars. Ryan Tiller's not out of this yet either. He could potentially be. The instant commentator's curse. Holy cow. I don't know how we're still green. No, we're 4 wide at the front.
And they're not giving an inch.
Randy, go 5.
Oh, he wants to.
Oh, that's big problem. That's caution is out.
Caution.
Change everything.
We've got a new race on our hands.
Everything we just said doesn't matter.
I'm so glad we spent so long talking about potential this and that. It could still happen. Tyler Justice could still get...
So here we go. Yeah. But Ryan Tiller, I was just saying, he's not out of it. He's to the lead. And then... What happens? You seeing this? Go look at the replay.
Did he get loose?
Just all on his own. What? So that just shakes up everything. Adam Kildare as well. Trying to make a move. Oh, so he's there. Kildare is inside the 48. Casey Brown's coming down, makes contact with Glenn Murphy Jr. Kildare takes evasive action. They're both on the apron. Great job by the 85 to not kill Tiller. And look at the shine on the 85, by the way. That's a great looking paint scheme. Fantastic shine there. And then we're 4 wide at the front. Nobody yielding whatsoever. Here comes Randy Arms with a bump. And Quisenberry's going to get the worst of it, I think, with Demien. But why does Demien get so bent out of shape here?
And it's contact between him and Randy.
So there we go. 5 cars under a blanket. So Randy's just coming down and clips him. And that's what sends that off.
I mean, it really almost seems like Randy did want that, that 5 wide, but there was just not room for it.
So here we go. Tyler Justice, Kyle Ritchie going to stay out. They need the track position. And at the moment, Tyler Justice is not under big pressure because he had the extra points. So 6th place would comfortably do it for him. 6th place for the 6 car would do it. Tony Scarbo looking good. So now it's again, the pressure's back on Schwartz as he's now on pit road and back down 9th. Scarbo would be in 5th or 4th. Schwartz 9th. Scarbo in, Schwartz out, Justice in, Glenn Murphy Jr. in, Randy Arms in. Randy and Glenn pretty much already in. So 2 spots filled. Tyler Justice looking to secure that 3rd one. And it's a mad scramble for the 4th and final spot in next week's championship finale. And it's going to be inside of 10 laps to go. Quisenberry and Damien obviously still on pit road. Kevin Ritchie is the lucky dog, so we got 17 cars on the lead lap. That's an extra spot available. Could be disastrous. We'll see. Quisenberry and Damien, a minute 50 spent getting repair service. Those cars still aren't 100%. But they are able to continue racing. Should be 7 laps to go. On the restart, Larry McDonald's back in it. So yeah, what are these guys going to do now that they have a second chance at life here? It's about to get hectic. Gotta be 7 laps to go. And it's all coming down to this. 14 races to decide your championship for.
And I really don't think we're done with cautions either.
I don't think so.
Kyle Ritchie is going to be antsy. Scarbo. Tiller still has a shot. Maybe. I think, yeah, Tiller's car is still fairly clean.
Yes, I think, it's... Tyler Justice is not out of the woods yet for sure. But he's definitely got new life. Schwartz is fighting for his championship life. Randy and Glenn, they just been having a good old time out front. 18 cars on track. Back to James Goodwin. He's now back in the pack. What does he decide to do in the closing stages? Or is he just there to run? We'll see. But 18 cars on track. 17 on the lead lap. 7 laps to go to decide our championship for. Paul Skeens had his first ever loss in the MLB tonight. Went 8 in a third innings with two earned runs and lost. That's tough. Pirates are poverty. And here we go. Pace car is off. Glenn Murphy Jr., the control car. Shields tucked up tight. Arms and Scarbo. Row 1 and 2 on the outside. And Glenn Murphy Jr. back under weight. Urgency is ramped up yet again. Obviously the front row of Glenn and Randy would love to control this race if they could. Tyler Justice up there. We're so used to seeing him The move's already being made down the back straightaway, coming to 6 laps to go.
That's going to be Schwartz putting himself in position.
Here comes Casey Brown. That third lane didn't take any time at all to get launched, and here we go. 3 wide.
Kyle Ritchie now going up there to join it. They're splitting them. They're going to be 4.
They have split Casey Brown. He's coming all the way down. Contact made in multiple rows.
Kyle Ritchie trying to get out of it. He went back down to that middle line.
Looks like Quisenberry and Zamien are able to stick with the pack for now. So all spots up for grabs here. Good one right there in the mix. Not for position, but he's just there, pushing whatever he sees in front of him. Scarbo 4th, Schwartz 11th. Scarbo would be in. Schwartz would not. 7 top 5s.
Going to leave that outside line.
13 starts. He might not make it.
Kyle Ritchie unknowingly pulling his direct competitor with him.
Well, Kyle Ritchie has to win. He knows Schwartz is behind him. He can't worry about it too much from there. Control what you can control. You win the race. You did everything you could, and we'll just see how the results play out behind you. As it's 3 by 3 for nearly the entire field. Casey Brown giving a fantastic shove to Kyle Ritchie, who will go down to pick up Randy Arms, coming to 5 laps to go. Inside line was dropping back a bit, but they have reinforcements. Kyle Ritchie goes top to bottom, nearly 4 wide. Schwartz desperate to stay up there.
Only 3 cars in that middle now. Everyone going to that high side.
If you're Ryan Tiller back at 11th, you have to go. But where do you go is the question. 4th in line on the outside. You have to force the issue here to make your first championship 4. But Kyle Ritchie leading. Coming to 4 laps to go. This is what he has to do. He hopes the results work out behind him. Schwartz now dropping down to the middle.
Now Scarbo is going to be taking that lead from the middle.
Doing exactly what he has to do. Here comes Tyler Justice through the middle.
Oh,
and
contact!
Problems! Scarbo and Kyle Ritchie up into the field. Larry McDonald up and over.
Randy and Casey Brown.
It's the big one.
That's everyone. That's...
What have we got? 6 cars? 7?
Kyle Ritchie's crab walking.
So here we go.
Oh, hold up. Scarbo's car looks pretty clean.
Scarbo getting a momentum. He's going to pick... Oh, he's trying to pick up the 6 of Tyler Justice, who is steaming through the middle. But he just goes down and clips Kyle Ritchie. Justice absolutely flying through the middle. And at this point, they're coming back up in front of the field. Not a whole lot anyone could have done once that move was made. And actually, Shields is getting hit from behind before they even come back up because he sees it. Slowing down, McGill not able to stop. Goodwin not able to stop. But then they're, this is the accordion they now meet. Go back up the track. Larry McDonald. Kickflip into the catch fence. Michael Davis. Kevin Ritchie. Goodwin. McGill all destroyed. And then here's the second incident that I didn't even know. Caution is out at this exact moment, so they're still racing. It looks like Randy just getting hit in the left rear, gets him unsettled, can't save it. Down into Quisenberry, back up into Casey Brown. Mazzella splitting the middle. And I was to say, yeah, there's Tiller right through the middle of it all. Had to have it. Misses that up underneath him, and that directly to his outside. I don't even know if he got a 0x, so bonus points there for Tiller. Still potentially in the cards. And now it's a matter of the pit crews trying to go to work, fixing what damage they can to get you back out there. Obviously, Larry McDonald's night is done. Eric Shields towed. And let's take a look. On board with Larry McDonald. And he was right behind Ryan Tiller, so that shows you just how fine the margins are. There's just nowhere to go. On board with Joseph McGill. So I'm going to check up and Eric Shields back up the racetrack. And from James Goodwin. Just, yeah, nothing you could really do. Slam on the brakes and not get wrecked in front of you. The guys behind you, they're on the brakes, just not as hard. And chaos ensues. Kyle Ritchie destroyed, loses the bonus points. That'll probably do it for him. But we said, what would you do if you're Tony Scarbo? It's trying to make that top to bottom move and you just barely misjudge it. We are into our first attempt at a green-white checkered.
I'm gonna repeat what was said in chat. And Tiller, if you don't provide, there's going to be issues. Tiller said, watch the 23. I don't know if that's him telling us to watch the replay of the 23
So are you
him on this
gone
restart.
when I'm, like, talking?
Apparently, yeah.
Because I literally just went over that. Tiller went right through the middle. All right.
Oh, I was I thought that I just saw it pop up on my screen on the right side. Like, it just popped up for me. So, apparently I'm gone mentally, which is true. I'm not all there. Still expect a lot out of him on this restart.
Enough. Yeah, absolutely. Lights are out on top of the pace car. Let's see where we're at. Looks like first to 12th on the lead lap. So Kyle Ritchie's still digging. They actually put a rear bumper on that thing. Scarbo's still there. I mean, it's technically not over for those guys. Gets a lot harder, though, as they obviously are involved in that, so they lose the bonus points for 0x. Schwartz might have lost that with the early incident with Wyatt Garrett, though. We'll see. But Casey Brown, Michael Davis, McGill, Larry McDonald already gone after his insane ride. Eric Shields and then Goodwin back on pit road. So it looks like 12 cars running, 12 on the lead lap. 5 on pit road, effectively out. We'll see if anyone can get going, though, to just maybe steal a spot. Actually, there's Casey Brown going to get going. Will be a lap down, obviously, but he will secure 13th place with that move. He had words there from Joseph McGill. They do not want him to cross the line. Now, they slammed the door shut on you tonight. Lights are off on top of the pace car. 6 rows, 12 cars. I don't know if they're all under their own power, what damage they got. Got Adam Kilday up there. Scarbo, Kyle Ritchie hanging on by a thread. Tyler Justice and Schwartz trying to hold on to their positions. Pace car is off. First attempt of 2 of a green-white checker. If they wreck before they get back to the white flag, we'll re-rack them one more time. They wreck before they get back to the white. Not like Rod Car race is over. Field is frozen. If they wreck on the white flag lap on either attempt, it doesn't matter. You race back. And we're back underway. A checkup even with 12 cars. You saw a nice little accordion effect there. And if you're Tiller, absolutely nothing to lose. Immediately go 3 wide. Why the heck not? I'd like to think with 12 cars they'll get around. And if you're Schwartz and Justice, you'll hold the status quo. You'll hold the bottom. And just hope you can make it around over 5 miles to the finish. You can focus on Homestead. Glenn Murphy Jr. there, you came in with a big lead. You can go for broke, go for the win. Why the heck not? And that's what he's doing to the outside through 3 and 4. All 12 cars are keeping up with the pack. Half a second. Back to Randy.
Somehow Kyle Ritchie is still in this.
And here we go. It looks like they'll make it. Just a couple hundred more yards. No one with any crazy moves being made yet. But here we go. White flag. Race is official. Into turn number
Ryan
one.
Siller's trying to make that move, but he's not going forward.
They got that third line there, but they're not making the time up. Tyler Justice led at the white flag lap. Then Murphy Jr. leading that middle line. Tiller dropping back on the third line. Down the back straightaway.
Scarabo making a desperation play. He's got to go to that third line for a shot.
And here we go. Off into turn number 3 for the final time. No help from Scarabo. That'll about do it for him. Second line, no momentum. It's only 2 cars. Tyler Justice, with about 15 laps to go, was looking in dire straits to maybe not make it. But he leads him to the tri-oval. Couple hundred more yards. But Schwartz making a big move. Now back down to the inside. It doesn't matter. It's going to be Tyler Justice anyways. Jonathan Schwartz, second. Glenn Murphy Jr., third. Randy Arms, ninth. Those are your championship 4. Scarabo, 12th. Not going to get it done. Kyle Ritchie, 10th. Not going to get it done. Tiller gave it his best shot. Came back in 7th.
Of course, I stopped picking Tyler West, and he just goes and wins it. That was also a very dangerous move by Schwartz. If he just, makes a mistake, he clips a front bumper there, like, he's getting past.
Yeah, I was announced to you. Looked like it was pretty tame, because obviously if you're Tyler Justice and Schwartz, you're like, all right, 1-2, and 1-3 doesn't matter. We're in the championship 4. It looked like Schwartz was holding the status quo, and then all of a sudden, he makes that move. He is clear up. Makes the move at the last second. Picture perfect block from Justice. Schwartz back down. Let's get a better look at it. Vintage Talladega finish. He clears up. Justice blocks. Back down to the middle. A little bit out of control. Topsy-turvy. But they get it done. They make it. 12-car finish back to Scarabo. Schwartz takes home second. Glenn Murphy Jr. maintains his 100% top 5 ratio. Let's go ahead and get an interview here with your race winner, Tyler Justice. And with about 15 laps to go, the math was just looking a little iffy. You just don't ever know with the bonus points how things were shaking out. The guys underneath it getting a lot of stage points early on. It was just looking a little bit questionable, but ending up putting that to bed to get the caution, get the track position back, and you pick up your 6th win of the season here at Talladega, and you head on into Homestead fighting for a championship next week.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. That was a blast. This is my home track. I always like trying to do well here, so and I really didn't expect much tonight because I didn't have my teammate Josh here to help me out. So I was kind of hanging out in the back most of the time because I didn't have anybody to help me anyway. So I was just kind of trying to stay out of trouble, and I actually blew my box on that last pit stop, so it put me behind and out of the draft, and just praying for a caution there, and luckily we got one, and cycled up to I think 6th, third row on the outside there for that restart, and then got kind of backed up there on the bottom. You couldn't really go nowhere once they were 3 wide, so I kind of backed up a little bit and hopped to the middle, and they went through the tri-oval and got real wide, so I stuck my nose in there and I centered through there, and they started wrecking, and luckily we came out on the front end of it with the lead and was able to control the last restart there, and Jonathan gave me a good push, so I gotta say shout out to him and thanks to him for pushing me there. It wouldn't have worked out, but just glad to bring this one home. This was a cool one. And it was a fun race. Glad we were able to actually have a shot at the end after kind of hanging out in the back most of the time and not screwing up my last pit stop. So that was a fun one, and move on for a championship next week at Homestead. I'm looking forward to that. Homestead is one of my favorite tracks, so hopefully we do well there.
Absolutely, but yeah, 6th win of the season, your 10th top 10 in 14 starts to close off the regular season in the round of 12. you head to Homestead next week, one of 4, with Randy Arms, Glenn Murphy Jr., and I believe Jonathan Schwartz. A stiff competition there. Should be an exciting finale next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one for sure. All those guys have been really, really stout throughout the season. I know I got a good amount of wins here, but I mean, they've been there every step of the way. I mean, you got to be pretty much perfect to win these things. So it's going to be a fun one. I hope it's on the looser side. I like driving, a little bit off the right rear instead of pushing tight off the right front. So hopefully we're more towards the loose end side of things next week, and hopefully we can pull off a win. Definitely going to put in the practice.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. Congratulations again. We'll just get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Yeah, shout out to Legacy Esports as always, Reaper Speed Labs. Shout out to everybody in the league, and thank you guys for broadcasting as always.
Appreciate the kind words, and we'll see you next week for the finale.
See ya.
Let's see here. Where is Mr. Do we not have him? Oh, there he is. Didn't even see him in the list. You already pulled him. Here with your runner-up tonight, Jonathan Schwartz. Rough first part of the race due to reasons outside your control, and you were really locked in that points racing battle, something you don't want to do at Talladega with how unpredictable it is. Get that last caution with 15 laps to go or so, or 10 to go, whatever it was. You're all bunched up in the same pack and just fighting for your playoff live down the stretch there.
Yeah, I had to sweat this one tonight, man. After the poor run in the stage and getting turmoil wide and not having a good run there, just kind of had to put it together. And luckily, I had Mazel behind me helping us out. So big perks to him, and I'm glad he got a good finish because I know he hasn't had a best season. But yeah, I think we're in the final 4. We'll know for sure in a couple minutes when Rainey does the points, but I think we made it.
I'm almost 99% certain you did. Second place should be good enough. You were 4th coming in. I know they got some stage points to offset it, but I think you did enough in the end. Nevertheless, though, you're 8th top 5 in the 14th start. You've attended every race, 8 top 5s, even more top 10s, but really good at strategy. How do you like your chances heading into Homestead next week?
I don't know. I've won one there and I've lost one there, so I know we're just mixed feelings about that place. So those top 3 are really good. So it's gonna be a tough fight.
But did enough to get there at the end and be one of those 4. So you got to be there to have a shot at it, and that's what you did, I believe. So congratulations on that, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
I just want to thank This Week at Grill for sponsoring my car every week. They do a lot behind the scenes that allow this league to put on a great show. So thanks to them, and thank you guys for the great job you guys have done all year for us. And let's have a good finale next week.
Absolutely looking forward to it. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks.
And here with your 3rd place finisher tonight, Glenn Murphy Jr. He made 12 starts, including tonight, regular season round of 12. Got a top 5 in every single one of them. Another podium here tonight. You were really solid on points, so just out there for running for the win tonight. We're just a little bit short, but all eyes focused up next week on Homestead for the championship, I imagine. That's tough. But I about summed it up for him. He started 4th, finished 3rd here tonight. 100% top 5 ratio. In the championship for comfortably. And he'll be looking to win it. So, congratulations.
I'm sure he can move him back to speed zone. I'm sure he'll be back by the time you're done interviewing all of them.
Alrighty. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll go get into that.
What
Hello.
a picture. Oh, boy. What's
Hey,
going on?
Max is here.
I am.
I heard him.
Okay,
Just eat
go
my
ahead.
calzone naked. What's up?
We'll start with Mazzella first. He got 4th here tonight in a crazy sprint to the finish. What was it like out there tonight?
Oh, it was actually pretty fun. I usually don't like these restrictor plate races, but it was actually pretty fun. The pitting on the green and the race to the end there, it was a good time. I enjoyed it.
2 green flag pit stops. Had to be on your toes here tonight, and green white checkered finish. Don't say that a lot here on Tuesday nights, but that's what we had.
Yeah, I think everybody had fun, despite where they may have placed. Everybody was talking about how much fun they had, so Good race.
Absolutely. Ryan Till, you got 7th here tonight, going for broke, led some laps, trying to get yourself into the championship 4. What's the main takeaway from tonight?
The main takeaway was it was a fun season. And it just came down to Talladega and trying to win a race, and great equalizer. Still turns out that the good guys know how to win. So
Yeah, we did all of that for a Tyler Justice win in the end. That's that's on y'all.
Just hung it out and tried. I can't say I didn't try. So that's the way I got to look at it. So.
Absolutely. And then another one that definitely left it all there tonight. Tony Scarbo, you put all the pressure in the world on Schwartz, second place in the stage. You were at the closest, 3 points behind him at one point, leading up until that caution with about 11 laps to go up front, and just didn't get the last couple laps the way that you needed it to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry to the field there. I mean, I went into that corner and kind of just lost sight on what was what. Sucks, but oh well. Schwartz will go give them a run for their money up there. So I probably wouldn't have been up there. So at least we have some good guys up there in the top 4.
Absolutely, but pleasure to watch you duke it out. I mean, you were absolutely going for it, so that's all I can ask for from a broadcaster's perspective. It was entertaining.
Turbo was flying all right.
Yes, he was. Casey Brown, you were also up there in the mix till you got caught up there late, just racing out there for the win, and we're up front in the closing stages as well until just the very end of it.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of how we are. The goal tonight was to wreck Randy.
Well,
so we went into it. We succeeded in our goal tonight. But as Denny Hamlin says, it's just plate track racing. So, but hey, we'll go on to next week, and we had fun. Like Mazel said, we all had fun out there, and tried to help teammates, and yeah. So that's all I can say.
Absolutely. Well, always a pleasure, fellas. Talladega delivers per usual. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I would like to say something.
Okay.
I want to call out Wyatt.
Oh boy.
For wrecking my race cars.
Oh man.
Because I'm sick and tired of it.
Oh. What you gonna do about it?
I hope he's watching.
What you gonna do about it?
And if he's not,
he ain't gonna do
then ask him about it when you interview him.
He's right here. He's right here.
Well, just ask him now.
All right, I'll let y'all figure it out. I love causing chaos. Here with the Atomic Motorsports fellas, Ryan Tiller was calling out Wyatt Garrett, so I just pulled him up.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah. Good times.
You pulled him up and bailed.
I said, just ask him right now. Yeah, let them discuss it. We'll start with Landon first. I think you were just on, like I said, a little bit on the other side of the mathematical possibility, but just out there giving it everything tonight. 8th place. What was the takeaway here tonight?
Just having fun, plate track racing, tried to win, got unlucky. It was fun. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to be able to point my way in because I was like 30 points out. We had 20 cars, and I'd have to really win the stage and win the race and have Schwartz finish last. So it was like I knew it was going to happen. Just trying to get a win, just having fun. Thought for a second on what lap that was, like 71, I could maybe get the lead because. I mean, you know how it is with this league, and the numbers. Speed Zone's got 10 guys, and the whole from 1st to 11th was Speed Zone and me. So at that point in time, I had to put myself in a position where I was going to make it hard for them to, try and factor me out and shuffle me out because I knew if it came down to it, they'd want one of their guys in and victory lane and not me. Even though. I'm teammates with them in ARS, just not here, so that's the reason why. So, it was good, and then that second wreck happened where Skirbo, I don't know what exactly happened, but they wrecked on the apron, and I saw him. I was like, "Oh my god, I hope I can get through it," and then I did, and then all of a sudden I had Randy on my nose. I was like, "What in the world just happened?" I thought I was home free, and then it just wasn't. So, wasn't meant to be. Tried to help the 23 out there at the end, maybe see if he can get a win, but. Everyone he kind of recruited was wounded, all bandaged up in crutches. So just really tough to help him out, but still a good day, good top 10, and got one more to end the season off and hopefully maybe get, rest of the field gets struck by lightning or something, and I could win or something. Yeah, it was going to be a good race overall.
You just never know unless you show up. So we'll see how it goes. Next week at the finale, we'll move on to Joseph McGill. Started 15th, finished 15th. Impressive to do at a super speedway. Caught up in the stuff late. What was the takeaway before that?
Well, super speedways are my favorite. I'm call myself decent at them. So got up there at the front halfway through, trying to hold that. Just the way things work, got pushed back again. And me and James were gearing up to full send on the last 2 laps, trying to get Atomic Motorsports something out of this. We were going to get a good run, preparing right as Scarbo wrecked was when I was getting my mind ready to shoot the gap. So that didn't work out, which is disappointing. But it was fun. It was fun. I don't mind. Wasn't racing for anything other than a win, so I can't complain.
Absolutely. And then James Goodwin had a shot at it here tonight, entering mathematically possible to advance to the Championship 4. Just for reasons outside of his control, especially the first one. Really nothing you could have done about it. Just wasn't meant to be here tonight.
Yeah, I knew I was going to need a miracle to make the Final 4 anyway, but I figured I'll just push hard at the stage and push hard at the end. That's all I can do, and just hope I make it. And didn't even make it to the stage. So I saw them get loose in front of me, and I went as low below that apron as I could, and I thought I was good. And then all of a sudden, I look out my passenger window and see Murata coming at me. So I lost all steering after that, and had a lot of damage. So then I figured I'll just come back out and try to push Joe or somebody to a win. It'd be nice to say I wanted to get Joe up to the front, and it didn't work out that way. But it's I was hoping Speedways are the one track that I'm confident in, and I was like, this might be my one chance to get on the podium before the end of the season, and that went out the window real fast. So I was hoping to get somebody on the podium, but it didn't work.
Yeah, that's just the way that plate racing goes sometime, but always a pleasure, fellas, and we'll see you next week at the finale.
Absolutely. Thanks, Max.
Here with,
What up, cuz?
here with TTSL can't pit under a green to save their life motorsports. And that's just the reality of it. Kevin Ritchie, Kyle Ritchie, Wyatt Garrett. The floor is whoever wants to go first.
Well,
Kyle, you wrecked the biggest, so
why you tried to wreck Schwartz for no reason?
I didn't try and
Man,
wreck
that was
it
a hit job.
happened.
You called that one in early. You're supposed to make it look like an accident at the end.
I felt so bad for Schwartz because I knew we were racing for points, and Wyatt just turned left on him. I'm like, oh, Wyatt, that is not how you want to.
Oh, so you want your $20 back or what?
I was not paying you.
Oh.
I ain't never paying no one in TTSL.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be the one for hire.
Yeah, get out of here. We got Cave now. We don't need you.
Oh boy, that's different. It's a different league. But yeah,
we don't know anything about that anymore.
Team.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Rip. I never even really said anything officially about it. Oh well, we didn't.
That's true.
I should really just put a statement out now that they've done the duels. Be like, oh, by the way.
I'm pretty sure Tinold said it for us.
Well, he said it on Twitter, but I feel like I should just message the Discord and be like, oh, by the way, love y'all.
Well, Kyle
Bye.
wrecked Tinold after the flag yesterday.
Nice.
So.
That was for fun.
For
okay.
funsies.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't sound like it was for fun.
Anyway, let's get back to the race.
I don't want
to. So in all of that, Kyle, you had a great shot at after Wyatt wrecked Schwartz. Just didn't get hooked up with the group, obviously, due to the first pit stop. So didn't get the stage points that you wanted in the first stage, and then just got caught up in the mess
were
at the
in
end.
between seeing if we can save that extra 2 laps of fuel, and we were close to making it. We probably could have made it if I kept saving, but didn't risk it, and I probably should have. Wyatt, you wrecked on lap 12.
All right, Blink 182, it's your turn. Kevin.
What?
Wild.
I sped on pit road again.
Yeah, you just got to
do laps down.
Yeah, just mandatory pit road.
Kevin Ritchie activities.
I don't know
It
the last
really
time
is.
Kevin's done a pit stop and not sped on.
I think I've gotten the black flag every single race this year because of pit road.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's
So,
all right.
We still finished 11th.
Yeah, the Ritchie brothers,
Somehow.
Kyle 10th, Kevin 11th, Wyatt rounding out the field.
My average ping, I'm pretty sure, was 12,000.
Wait, where did I finish? Where did I finish? Where did I finish?
Where do you
Lap.
think? Just take a
I don't know
guess.
how many. I don't know how many cars.
20th.
Why you alt F4 on
You got
lap
top
12?
20. So.
It was.
Well, yeah, I killed the car.
It was actually lap 17. You got to give him some credit, but still.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I killed the car trying to keep it off sports.
He barely made. Never mind. I'll
What?
be nice to Wyatt. I was rude to Wyatt all night. I'll be nice to him from now on.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
No, probably
Kyle's
not.
like, you got to watch a stream to help me out, and then every time I tried to help him out, he like gave me attitude. So
He really did.
Wyatt deserved the attitude. Till next Monday night.
So then you know what? When he wrecked, I said, "Hey Kyle, you wrecked."
Oh, you didn't.
I know. Should have though.
Aren't you gonna miss this?
So next week's
Is that all
Miami.
you
We'll
gotta say,
see if we
Sal?
can
Oh.
finish.
Beat on
13
pit road
laps.
again.
Yeah, next week, the finale, Homestead. Might as well go for broke, try and get a win, and we'll see you guys there.
I'm going for broke, trying to make 20 laps.
There you go.
We're gonna just run the wall for how many ever laps because we ain't racing for nothing now. So
I just wanna
we'll be the show next week.
I just want to clean pit road.
TTSL is always the show for some reason.
Well, we'll see it, but looking forward to it, fellas, and we'll see you next week.
Good
Looking
night.
forward to it. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Alright. Is this what we're doing?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so it is confirmed your championship for Tyler Justice, Glenn Murphy Jr., Randy Arms, and Jonathan Schwartz. Highest finisher gets it next week.
Can I make my pick to win now?
Homestead. So here are the race results. And it's championship standings. We want race results. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna go back to my season-long prediction of Tyler Justice.
Give me Glenn Murphy Jr. for the championship, but Tyler Justice picking up his 6th win of the season here. Schwartz had to get a good finish. Did it right at the tail end. Mazzella, or Glenn Murphy Jr. rounding out the podium. Mazzella, Demien, good finish for Demien, rounding out the top 5. Adam Kildare, solid finish. Then Kyle Rich rounding out the top 10. Had 12 cars on the lead lap, 8 cars. I guess actually 7 cars not able to finish at the end. Casey Brown finished the race under his own power, 1 lap down. Eric Shields, Joseph McGill, Larry McDonald, Michael Davis, James Goodwin, Joseph Murata, and Wyatt Garrett unable to finish here tonight. And that is your 20-car field as we head to next week's finale at Homestead. But before we get to that, it will be Friday Night Rod Kart. This Friday, 9 Eastern, Gen 6 full season. And we'll be heading to Daytona for 80 laps, 9 Eastern. And the next Tuesday, Season 10 finale, will crown a champion at Homestead. We'll see y'all there. Y'all take care.